everybody, my name is Tony Owen. I'm the Business Development Manager for Europe for Dublin Business School. So this is a new partnership that we have just created with New Technology. We're really excited about this and we're really happy to welcome you both to this presentation and hopefully to Dublin for the next year. So what I'll do now, I'll talk a little bit about what Dublin Business School is, about Dublin and Ireland itself, a little bit about the course that you can expect to do when you come to Dublin, and also about what you can do in Dublin as well. It's not just about learning about getting that degree so you can get a good job. You'll be there to enjoy yourself at the same time. Okay. And finally, I'll talk a little bit about accommodation. So once you're there, you'll need to know about where you can stay, what the options are, things like this. Okay. So any questions at the end, feel free to ask, and I'll be happy to speak with you. Okay. So let's look first of all. Dublin Business School. Okay, we are the largest independent university in Ireland. Okay, we have approximately 9,500 students. 60% of those students are international. So you will not be alone being there. We have students from all over the world. Our main markets in Europe are France, Germany, and Spain. Although we also welcome students from Italy, Switzerland, Sweden. So all over the world. There's lots from South Asia, lots from the Americas. So we're just now doing several agreements with the United States. So we're expecting next year to receive quite a few Americans as well. So there's a big mixture there within the international community that you'll find. It's not just Europeans, it's all the world over. As you see, 80 nationalities come to Dublin Business School. Okay, it's not 47 years in operation. We're actually, next year, we will be 50 years. Okay, so we've got a lot of experience in the education field. We're well known in both the Irish education system and outside as well, because we work with over 130 universities just in Europe. Okay, so we offer over 100 accredited programs. All of our programs are internationally accredited. Okay, so you come and do a degree with Dublin Business School, it will be recognized all over the world. Okay, and you will also be able to move on and do a master's. Okay, we are a member of Kaplan. If anybody here knows Kaplan, they have an office in Madrid. They are a very large American organization that work within the education sector. They deal with over 1 million students a year. Okay. The thing about being part of Kaplan is that Dublin Business School is inspected regularly, not only by the Irish Higher Education Authority, but also by Kaplan for quality. So you can be assured that the quality of the programs that you will receive are as top as they can be. Hey, where are we? Anybody here been to Dublin? No. No? Nobody? Yeah. There we go. Yeah, you have a few. So those who've been will know where I point out now. Those of you that will come will certainly know where I'm going to point out now. This area here is called Temple Bar. If you see any of the photographs or videos of life in Dublin, the bars, the live music, it all goes on in Temple Bar. Okay? This is the centre of Dublin. You've got Dublin Castle, you've got Grafton Street, the main shopping street. These 4 arrows are our campus. So our campus is as centre as you can get within Dublin. Okay? What does that mean? Not only does it mean it's easy to get to, but also it means there's a lot of part-time work there. Okay? So if you need some part-time work to help you with your finances, there's lots of part-time work immediately outside the campus. There's bars, restaurants, tourist attractions. There's lots of part-time work that you can find. Okay, looking about Dublin. Listed by the Globalization of World Cities Research as an alpha-ranked global city. Why is that? We'll look at that in a minute. One of the main reasons for that is that all of the main headquarters for Europe are based in Dublin. Okay? It's a top tourist destination. It's very safe. The Irish have a reputation for being very friendly, and you'll find that when you go. They are a very friendly people. And with the caveat that all cities, you have to be careful, it's a very safe city to be in. Okay? One of the main things, probably you will not know this, Ireland is the youngest country in Europe. 1/3 of the Irish population is aged under 35. So everything in Ireland is based around the youth markets. There's lots to do. Lots of places to go out. There's lots of things for young people. Okay, so you'll notice that when you go there. It makes a great atmosphere for when you actually study in Dublin. Okay, Since Brexit, Ireland is the only native-speaking English country still in the European Union. Okay, so you've got ease of mobility. You do not need to get health insurance. If you go to the UK, you'll pay higher international fees to study there. You'll have to show you've got over 12,000 euros to exist within the UK for 1 year. You have to show that to the visa people. It's now very difficult and expensive to get into the UK and study. Okay? Because Ireland is still part of the European Union, you've got freedom of movement, freedom to work, there's no problems with that at all. Plus, again, you'll be within a native English-speaking environment where you can practice your English, and our students very quickly become accustomed and even start thinking and dreaming in English. So don't worry about that. And it's a great location. Okay, city centre. It's a city, you've got the embassy if there's any problems. You've also got the international airport. You all know Ryanair. Cheap flights, so you can come back and visit friends and family. They can come and see you in Ireland. Okay, quickly moving on to what's available to you, the programme that you can move into. So in Ireland, normally a degree is 3 years. Computing is 4 years. Okay, you are able, once you complete your studies here, you can move on to year 4, the final year of the Bachelor of Science Honours in Computing. Okay, that means when you graduate from this, you are able to move on to a master's if you wanted to. Okay, you'll be qualified. Year 4 basically consists of core modules, and then you can then go into one of 2 streams. You can go to data analytics or software development. Okay, so this is basically year 4 the program you'll do. And the final award, you'll get an undergraduate degree awarded by the Quality and Qualifications in Ireland. Okay, it's an internationally recognised qualification, as I said, and it is under the Bologna process. So it is a European recognised degree as well as an internationally recognised degree. Okay, quickly looking at this, the aims and objectives of the course, teaching and assessment approach, and the careers outlook, high employment prospects. Okay, once you graduate, you will be at the top when it comes to looking for work. Also, if you're based in Ireland and you decide to look for work in Dublin, many students stay on for an extra couple of years, get the experience, and then they'll come back to the home country. By having an Irish address when you apply to these headquarters, it puts you at an advantage. A lot of people apply to these companies for internships and for work, but they're applying from outside Ireland. Okay, so you will already have an address in Ireland, which the companies like very much. Also, which we'll look at in a second, the companies come onto our campus and give presentations, and they tell us what they're looking for. So they don't just come onto campus and say that we are Vodafone, we are Microsoft, and we're a great company. They will come because they're looking for employees. So they will come and say, we want these type of strengths, these type of abilities. So attend those when you're there, and you're able to speak to the representatives from those companies as well. We also do visits to those companies. Okay, so you get the chance to be exposed and to introduce yourself to those companies. These are some of the companies that have come on campus recently. In fact, last week Vodafone were on campus giving a presentation, and they were presenting their graduate pathway. So they were actively looking for graduates to come and work for them after they'd finished their program. Okay. Recently we've had these: PricewaterhouseCoopers, LinkedIn, KPMG, MoneyJam, Ernst & Young. All of them say very high, well-branded companies, and we have especially good relationships with LinkedIn. And I think here, this is something that we've actually prepared with LinkedIn. And this is free for all students who study at Dublin Business School. It is something that LinkedIn have helped prepare for us. LinkedIn looked at the database that they have. They've looked at, I think they said about 250 human resource companies. And they looked at the job descriptions and the key attributes that those jobs were asking for. And from that, they've developed, it's a 21 class online program, 15 minutes per class. It's free for all students. You'll get it on the Moodle when you start at the course. And as you go through the course, you get bronze, silver, gold badges, and you're able to put that on LinkedIn, on your LinkedIn profile. And it shows that you've actually not just done your degree course, but you've actually prepared yourself for the world of work afterwards. Okay, so this is the type of cooperation that we get with the companies. Okay, so let's move on from the academic side to what you can expect from the social side. Ireland has a very, very strong social community, as you'll find out, okay? That's reflected in the school, in Dublin Business School itself, okay? We have a very large, because we have a large international community, say 60% of our students are international. Because it's such a large community, we have a large team that helps to cater for those students. So we've got over 20 people in our student experience team. They are there not just for welfare, but also to help you integrate and to experience Irish life and Dublin life as well. So we have over 40 student clubs, okay, football, basketball, business societies, computing societies. We also, many people don't realise Dublin is on the coast, so the surfing clubs. So all of these you can get involved in, even if there's something that doesn't exist at the moment and you would like. The Students' Union can help you set up a club. A good example, some Indian students 3 years ago came and asked to set up a cricket club. So the Student Union gave them some finance to help them set it up. They found them training grounds. And this summer, both the A and B teams won the Irish Student Championships. So you can get involved in all sorts of sports and societies. Okay, we do over 250 events for students per semester. Okay, that can be everything from parties, formal parties, informal parties, sports events, cultural events. We do on an average 250 of them per semester. These are some of the clubs that we have. As you can see there, the surf club wrap up a little bit warmer than you might find in Spain. But yeah, it's very popular. Football, business society there. Every week, you'll receive an email about events going on that week, that weekend, whether it's in Dublin or outside Dublin, okay? And you'll be encouraged to join all of these with your classmates, obviously. And then we have parties for the students, both formal and informal. So there's always something to do. This, in your induction week, you will be given lots of information. One of those pieces of information will be this QR code. This QR code will give you all the information you need about living in Dublin that you would have acquired after actually being in Dublin for about 4 or 5 months. We get our students and our staff to constantly update the website. And it's got all the information about where are the best priced places to go, where are the bars that the students are going to, where can you go shopping and get a student discount. All of this information is there for you. So from day one, you're able to go and do your shopping or go for something to eat, go for a drink, and you know where all the other students are going to. So they find it very, very useful. Okay, so not just from a cultural, social side, we also know, because we have, again, 60% of our students are international, we know that some students adapt very, very quickly and very easy to coming and living in Dublin. Some students find it a little bit harder. For that reason, we are very strong with student welfare. So the first 100 days that you were there, we have lots of meetings in class, tutorials about your studies, about your life in general in Dublin, about accommodation, to make sure that everything's fine for you. Okay? If not, we'll do our best to help you and sort it out. We do other things. We do peer mentoring. So we ask students to keep an eye on each other, because the best person that knows if somebody is having problems is the person sitting next to them. So there's lots of ways that we look to support the students, not just from the team we have within the university, but also the Students' Union as well. So we can always find some way to help the student in whatever the situation may be. Okay, accommodation. So accommodation, because we're in the city centre, there isn't really accommodation in the city centre. The accommodation is in the outskirts of Dublin, okay? But once you get your Student Union card, you can get what's called the LEAP card. The LEAP card means that for €1, you can travel anywhere in Dublin, okay? And €1 per trip. So all of transport goes into Dublin, so it's very easy to get to the campus, okay? That will be valid for the tram, for the train, for the bus, so all the different types of transport, okay? We have a student accommodation team, okay, within the student services team. They will not physically find you accommodation, they will give you advice on finding accommodation, okay? Because at the end, it's up to you. We do have good relationships with some third-party providers. We will recommend them, but we've got no business dealings with them at all. It is just advice, okay? So we will give you, for example, lists that you can access and you can contact those people. We can give advice on pricing. So if, for example, you were thinking of going for private rooms or a shared apartment, some people, friends will go and look for an apartment for 2 or 3, because obviously then it's cheaper. So you can find out how much they're asking and then go to our student accommodation team and say, this is the address and this is how much they're asking. And we can tell you if that is a good price, expensive or not. So we'll give you this. Also, we'll tell you about scams and fraud, because wherever there's money involved, there's always somebody that will try to take it from you, okay? So we'll also give advice. One piece of advice, a simple piece of advice is, if you meet a landlord and they ask you to transfer money to a bank account that is not Irish, do not do business with that landlord. Because chances are that landlord doesn't really exist. He's just advertising a property, but he's not the landlord, okay? So that's just one simple piece. There's lots of advice that they can give. We do have an accommodation guide, which we will send, and you can look at that. It gives links that you can go to, and it gives some advice as well. Okay, but there are student residents. Okay, student residence is normally about 20 minutes walk from the campus. There's also shared apartments all over Dublin. That can be a single apartment, or it can be up to 5. Okay, prices, you're looking at a student residence can be around 1,000, 1,200 a month. Okay, but that includes all bills. Whereas if you're looking for shared apartments, it's cheaper. You're looking about 500, 450 for a room in a shared apartment. But then also you need to think about bills, internet, electricity, etc. as well. So you need to do some research and find out. Many students, if they're not sure what to do, will start the year in an Airbnb or shared or host family for a few weeks while they look somewhere. But what our biggest advice is you should look early. Okay? If you're thinking to come, think of to have somewhere fixed in your mind by the end of May. Okay? Because after that, the good and the cheaper accommodation goes, and what's left is the more expensive and maybe not so good. So as a cut-off, think of the end of May to find somewhere. I recommend that you physically go to check an apartment, again, because some apartments that you see on the website, the photographs may have been taken 5 years ago when they're redecorated, and it may not look the same. So this is why we recommend, if possible, to physically go and check the apartment, and also the area around. But if not, we'll give as much advice and as much help as we can to get you a decent place to stay. So as I say, this is a list. We can give you lots of lists, websites to go to. This is a list of student residents in Dublin, just a few of them. Okay, and in the end, basically, I believe you're going to be applying through Immune. So anything to do with applications, admissions, you can take it directly through Immune, the Immune Technology Institute. Okay, but basically what you need, all we'll ask for is a transcript, which will be supplied by your institute, a copy of your passport or your DNI, okay, and English proficiency should be B2 level, okay, and it should have been taken within the last 2 years, okay. If you haven't got it, the Irish government allow for Duolingo, okay, which is very cheap and very quick to do. So if you don't have a certificate, which is within 2 years, you can get Duolingo. We look for 105 on the score for that. Let's hope that this works. The students.
My name is Miguel Prito-Sue and I'm studying the Bachelor in Marketing. I chose Dublin because I finished 2 degrees in Valencia in 2 different universities, and in one university they give me the chance to study here in Dublin. Walking into the Irish street and listening to the good musicians that we have here, and also it's a super cosmopolitan city. I am DJing here in Dublin in some clubs, and I also spend the time with my friends. We do like a lot of excursions in Dublin and around the city. The people here is like super friendly. It's like a family, you know, and they do like a lot of activities, they do a lot of things. I always want to have like my own business, but I always think about do it in Spain, and now I'm here, I'm more open-minded, and I say, okay, maybe my own business can be also in all the world, like why not? 10 flights, so they have to take advantage of everything. I think that it will have like a great experience because the DBS is not just a university, it's a community. Vendría a Dublín a estudiar en el DBS porque sin duda es un sueño hecho en realidad, es una oportunidad poder estar fuera estudiando y más conociendo a gente tan diferente y de diferentes sitios, que es una oportunidad única y sin duda tienes que hacerlo. Así que vente a DBS.
Okay, so I say, I can tell you how great the place is and what great time you'll have. It's always better if a student can actually give you some advice as well on what their opinion is. Okay, so that's the end there. So as you can see, hopefully we'll see many of you in Dublin in the next year or so. And I can guarantee that you will enjoy your time and you'll get a good and valuable qualification that will set you up for the rest of your life.
Tony, I appreciate you coming in today. I think some questions.
Yeah.
Translate you.
Vamos, lo que necesiten, lo que quieran, hagan preguntas en inglés, como salgan, nos vamos turnando con levantar la mano. Los que necesitan hacen la pregunta en español, and Marta will translate.
No problem.
Sí.
Hi, I have a question. For example, if I get like the degree from the Dublin Business School, can I apply for a master degree in anywhere in Europe? Like
Yeah,
valid?
it's a recognized degree. So yeah, just as if you've got a degree, a full degree here or anywhere else, you can apply for a master's.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I have the American Academic Dual High School diploma. Do I need to apply for the B2 exam, or is it okay with that?
I think we do accept a high school diploma. I can check it for you, but I think we do accept it. Yeah, I had that question a couple of weeks ago, and I'm quite sure it's possible.
You have not said the actual price of the university. How much is it? Is there any scholarship that you could use or something like that?
No, well, this is something that's coming through a new technology. It's a special price that we have. It's basically, we do charge very much along the lines of what you pay as a home student. Okay?
¿Quieres saber cuánto es? Sí, 6.500. Pero el año, una beca. Son 6.500 está todo contemplado, incluso, bueno, está contemplado incluso la matriculación en función también de lo que es residir en Dublín un año. How much time the academic calendar?
The academic calendar normally goes from approximately, this year, for example, the academic calendar started on September the 16th. And officially finishes on, I think, April the 11th, and then there's another month of exams. So roughly until the end of May. It all depends on the program you're doing, the stream you're doing, when they set the exams. So think of it from starting the middle of September to the end of May.
Okay, mostly back here. Sí,
You have to some internships.
Internships you can apply, we can help you apply. We can't promise anything because, as I mentioned, they are the main headquarters for Europe and lots of people from all over the world are sending in for applying for internship. We have students that do internships there.
Esteban, tu plan de estudios de Inmune ya incluye el internship. Si vos querés hacerlo allá, podés aplicar buscándote las prácticas. ¿Sí? O sea, podés trabajar en Dublín. Pero tu plan de estudios tiene que hacer las prácticas en España.
Sí, era por si tenías que hacer obligatorio.
Claro. Para ustedes no va a ser obligatorio, lo obligatorio es España.
Okay, one question about the salaries in the art. How much do you usually pay for part-time works?
It all depends on the type of job you're doing. I think you're looking somewhere around 12, 13 euros an hour. It all depends. It's completely on the type of bar. If you're in a bar, you're working on tips as well. So some bars charge, some of the more popular bars will pay a lower salary because you get higher tips from it, because you get a lot larger footfall going through the establishment. So it all depends, but roughly think around 12, 13 euros an hour.
Hacemos preguntas del chat.
We have a few from the chat. Someone is asking about Australian identity cards. Is it enough? I'm guessing that if you have international student from
It's an Australian identity card. You have to get a visa if you're an Australian citizen. So we can help you with a visa, but yes, you need a visa.
About certificates, we have one asking, they have a B2, but it is older than 2 years, so
you have to
renew it.
Yeah, but as I say, the Irish government have been very generous, and you can use Duolingo.
They're also asking about students that have studied in the States for a year. They don't specify they do have any kind of certificate or not.
If they can prove that they have studied a program in English, that will be taken into consideration. But a year, just 1 year, maybe I don't think would be enough.
El examen Duolingo no es la aplicación de Duolingo para jugar. Ya saben que te hablan básicamente el aprendizaje gamificado, que está muy bien, pero después tienen, si lo buscan en Google, hay un examen B2 de Duolingo certificado y demás. Ese es el examen al que tienen que aspirar. Tiene versión certificado con un tiempo de demora que toma unas semanas y tiene la versión rápida inclusive, ¿sí? Y eso es, a diferencia de otro tipo de certificación, la verdad que es muy barato.
Yeah, we accept all the main suites. We accept IELTS, obviously, Cambridge, Pearson, Trinity. But in the UK, they do not accept Duolingo, but the Irish government do accept it. The benefit of Duolingo, as I say, it is an English exam. It's an English certificate. But the benefit is that it can be done very quickly. You'll get the results very quickly, and it is. I think it's about 65 euros, so it's cheap. Okay.
¿Cuántos de acá creen que, bueno, suponiendo que vayamos todos, ahora no hay que tomar esta decisión, pero cuántos creen de acá que necesitarían un certificado B2 porque no lo tienen?
Yo no lo digo.
El de bachiller es B1, ¿no?
Bachiller, depende.
Bueno, eso es para nivel B1.
Sí, Seguimos con preguntas de casa, ¿vale?
Martin asked about the titulation that you need to enter the DBS.
What, sorry?
Titulation.
Titulation. Basically, if you're coming through new technology, you must have satisfied the requirements of graduating from a new technology.
Esto significa para los casos que tienen la BAU, los que no tienen la BAU, los que tienen el bachiller, los que no tienen el bachiller, los que tienen la Inmune certifica el conocimiento como para que les da, y que ya les da acceso a las posibilidades de estudiar en DBS. ¿Sí? O sea que todos los que están hoy acá, si siguen estudiando, pueden imprimir a DBS.
The benefits of the partnership we have with the new technology is that we have mapped your courses to our courses, so it means that you can easily streamline from immune technology into year 4 of our program in Dublin.
You're also being you already asked about the price. When will the applying time open?
Applying will come through immune technology. You can apply. Some of our partners will collect the admissions and submit them all at once. Others submit them one by one. So that is something for you to speak with your people at immune technology. But yeah, we're open for applications now.
So the answer is from now on.
From now, yes.
Someone is asking for you to please show the slide with the details of the 4 year, if you can.
I think you're going to be sent this as a PDF.
Yes.
So you will have all this.
Esto,
You can see.
por repasar, el cuarto año en DBS incluye dos caminos, dos paths posibles, ¿sí? Pero incluye módulos que son transversales, de ciberseguridad y un proyecto también. Pero además de eso, el proyecto como sería nuestro Capstone Project también, ¿sí? Que se lo hacen en el tercero. Además de eso, tiene la posibilidad de especializarse, si quieren ir para el camino de datos o si quieren ir para el camino de desarrollo de software, que es por donde se está moviendo el mundo, ¿sí? O me voy a infraestructura, cloud y software, o me voy al área de datos. Y eligen ahí dos módulos adicionales, ¿vale? Que eso es cuarto año. Eso es el año 2. Sí.
The cybersecurity subject is something more related to red team or blue team. Is there something like that there, or
I'm not a specialist in that.
Yo les sugiero, si quieren profundizar, pueden mirar en la página web, está el plan de estudios, se lo pueden descargar, el brochure, e ingresan a ver el detalle de cada uno de los módulos. Sí, pero ahí está. Y si después luego igual esto se lo olvidamos y podemos ampliar cualquier pregunta.
Yo la verdad, como acabas de decir que el proyecto podría ser como el capstone que hacemos en tercero. O sea, que vale el mismo capstone para el proyecto.
No. De hecho, este proyecto está puesto acá arriba, pero secuencialmente va al final. Tenemos otra pregunta.
Related to the help given to the students, they're asking whether they manage their own internships and part-time works, or would the DBS help them with the issue?
Our careers team will help you in trying to find an internship, in how to prepare for it, but we can't get a company to give you an internship. We have no influence on that.
Acá vuelvo a lo de antes. Su plan de estudios incluye obligatorio el internship de Nimión en España. ¿Sí? Lo que es DBS es optativo. Y lo que quiere decir optativo en ese caso es up to you. Con DBS pueden firmar cualquier tipo de convenio como para poder trabajar en Irlanda. No obstante, la búsqueda realmente para su plan de estudios es en España. ¿Sí? Después DBS tiene su departamento que acompaña también Career Service y demás, pero eso queda como algo optativo. ¿Vale?
No, sí, tenía una pregunta sobre aplicar. A partir de ahora puedo aplicar, pero ¿qué pasa si seguido del tercer año no tengo la posibilidad de poder ir a Dublín? ¿Podría tomarlo el siguiente año, ese año que no puedo? ¿O hay un límite de cuándo puedo?
Okay. He's asking whether if he applies this year, does he need to do it next year, or he could have like a gap year between the 3 years at Union and the year at DBS?
You can have a gap year, but I'd say you need to apply for the year that you want to actually do it. So if you're looking to apply for this coming September 25, then yes, apply now. If you're thinking to do it September 26, then wait until next summer or next autumn and apply then. Okay, don't apply now because, we can't promise now. We don't know if there's going to be changes to the program, changes to the prices or whatever. So you need to apply for the actual coming year. So applications now should be for September 2025. Okay, there's nothing to stop you having a gap year and then applying for the following year. Yeah, but at the moment we only take applications for this next academic year.
Recuerden que uno de los prerequisitos de ingreso son los academic transcripts de IMUNE, ¿no? Y eso mientras ustedes hayan estudiado en IMUNE, lo tienen. El día mientras el convenio siga vigente, que es lo que esperamos por el resto de los años. Y además que tengan la posibilidad de ir, bueno, aplican. Bueno.
Regarding the both options that we have, do you know the exact schedule that we're gonna have?
No.
Which one?
The schedule will be completed nearer the time. Mainly, the timetable is often mornings. The classes are in the morning, but that doesn't mean that afternoons are free. The way that often it works is that you'll be given assignments, you'll be given projects. Okay, there's a lot of self-governing work which is involved. The idea for this is you are in year 4, okay? The following year, you're in work, okay? There will be some exams, but there'll be a lot more assessment through assignments and projects. Why? Because when you start work, you won't get given exams and work. You'll be given projects and assignments. So this year 4 is to make it as realistic to the workplace as possible. Okay, what does that mean? It means you'll get lectures, but you'll get a lot of the time where you do self-study. Okay, because that's how it's going to work once you've got a job. Yeah, nobody's going to stand there helping you. Yeah, so there will be lectures. They will explain concepts, etc. But a lot of it will be you going away in the afternoons and working in teams or working individually and coming up with that research and what you produce from that research. Okay, that is an integral part of the studies.
Yeah. If we have any other questions, could we write to the email address that is in the presentation? Or?
Yeah, you can write through Immune or you can write directly to the email there, and we'll answer those questions.
O sea, podemos concentrar. Hay muchas preguntas que probablemente podamos contestar de Immune, sí, pero si no, las podemos concentrar y enviarlas. Esta presentación te la vamos a hacer llegar. Sí, así después.
It may be better to do it through Immune because maybe there's 3 or 4 people with the same question.
Okay.
So it's a communal question. So.
¿Alguna pregunta más de casa?
Similar to what was just asked, they were asking about rescheduling if you work or something else. From what you said, I'm guessing not really, but you don't really have that many classes that would clash with the work schedule.
Obviously, work is there, part-time work is available, but your studies must come first. So, yeah, you must prioritize your studies over work. Okay, work is there to help you with your studies, not the other way around.
And they were also asking about further questions, but I will not really answer that.
Adri,
No, it was regarding the.
por ese lado. ¿Alguna pregunta más? Sí.
Can I use an expired English visa as my proficiency certificate?
Expired visas.
It's 20-year-old expired visa.
Does it show your English level on it?
I don't know. If I have a native English level and an expired Cambridge certificate, is there any way I can show it without actually?
Okay, so you'd be an exception. So we'd have to ask the admissions manager how they would work it. If you're a native speaker, okay, then if you can prove that you're a native speaker, then you don't need to take the exam. That normally comes though through having an education in English or having lived in the UK recently for a certain number of years, or in Ireland recently. Otherwise, they will ask for. My daughter's bilingual. She's actually studying now in Madrid. She wants to go to the UK to study afterwards. It looks as if she'll have to do an English test, even though she's back home. So.
I have another question. Like last year, I spent 2 months in Liverpool with Kaplan,
Right.
and I have like the certificate they gave with my level on it, but that's not enough, I guess.
No, I think that Kaplan do an English certification, so you could present that, but there's a good chance what it's going to be is a course completion certificate.
Ya, esa es la que
Tenemos un listado de los tipos de certificados que se aceptan y por lo tanto los que no. Y yo sé que nos sirve, nos vale eso como ejemplo. Si está en ese listado, se vale. Si no está en ese listado, me pregunto cómo viene buscar.
But say, don't worry, with Duolingo you can do it very quickly, very cheaply. And if you are unlucky in your first time, because it can be done very quickly and cheaply, you can do it again.
¿Más preguntas? ¿O comentarios? ¿Qué les parece la propuesta? Lo pensaré. Claro.
You will enjoy yourself there, I promise.
No, I know, but my main worry is the money.
Always.
For now on.
Think of it as an investment, it's a balance. Yeah, you're in a university in a place where there's strong connections with business, with companies. You will get a good degree, which will allow you to move on either to a master's or get a job. It's all return on investment. Everything you need to put money up front for something. But what you have to think about, am I going to get a good return on that investment? And that's your decision.
So it looks like as long as I can get a work that is able to maintain me for the year that I'm going to be in Dublin,
Yeah.
so it is a yes.
If you, for example, are a Spanish citizen with an Irish graduate, an Irish degree, it shows that you are able to work. Again, we're looking not just at the hard skills that you're going to learn in your degree. We're looking at the soft skills of working in a multicultural environment. So immediately that's going to put you up on your CV, because it's evidence that you've been working with other nationalities. And that's what companies today, which are multinational, is something they're looking for.
Y la posibilidad de acceso, que recién Marco preguntaba sobre la posibilidad de acceder a un máster oficial, por ejemplo, bueno, es algo, aunque sea para hacerse la pregunta. Después, obviamente, la posibilidad de cada uno, la disponibilidad de cada uno, es la que la hará decidir, ¿sí? De cada familia también, porque obviamente a cada uno lo acompaña mucho. Tony, thank you very much. Chicos, seguimos hablando. Esto les dije, fue el primer encuentro. Hoy que lo teníamos definido, queríamos ya lanzarlo, veníamos con muchas ansias ya de sacarlo lo antes posible porque nos da tiempo ya para preparar. Septiembre 25, los que puedan. No todos, los que puedan. Y veo algunos también que pueden y otros que van a poder. Septiembre 25 ya está bien, ¿sí? El siguiente paso para nosotros, vamos con mucha calma, ya ve el tercer año cómo estamos pensando los Capital Project, vamos pasito a pasito. El siguiente paso, vamos a enviar la presentación para que la puedan releer, por si surgen preguntas. Nos vamos a volver a encontrar por si surgen dudas también, para revisar lo que es también el itinerario como para aplicar. Tony decía recién, hablo en español porque Tony understands me, right? Sabemos que... me perdí por el chiste. Nos vamos a contar a ver cuál es el paso a paso. Básicamente.
Is there a limit to the number of places that will be reserved for immune students?
No, there's no limit. The classes, we have classes there, and obviously the limit is we've got X number of teachers, X number of seats, so they can be full of immune students or full of a mixture, which it normally is.
Bueno, dicho esto, seguimos viendo lo siguiente, les enviamos esto. ¿Qué?
Is there a link for applying already available? If there is, we might share it. Que si hay un link, que hay alguien ya va a participar con interesados.
Para aplicar. No, escúchenme. Ansias no. Lo que vamos a hacer es enviarle la presentación. Léanla, investiguenla, pregúntense, entren a la página de DBS, vean cómo es el cuarto año. Sáquense todas las dudas que se puedan sacar de manera autónoma y entre ustedes. Las dudas que queden nos las hacen llegar, ¿sí? Si hay algo que no podamos responder nosotros, lo trasladamos a Tony. Tony está en Madrid, digo, está accesible también como para hacerle consultas llegado el caso, o mismo preguntar a dirección de admisiones allá. Vamos a contarles luego de toda esta parte cómo es el proceso para aplicar desde ahora, los que tengan la posibilidad. No, esto no lo vamos a lanzar a primero y segundo, obviamente, pero sí lo vamos a lanzar para tercero y para los que ya vienen de años anteriores, ¿sí? Para aplicar a septiembre 25. El número es el que es. No se baja de eso, no hay beca de nuestra parte, al fin y al cabo incluye el año allá, incluye la tasa de secretaria, no incluye obviamente el hospedaje y los viajes, que eso lo gestionan ustedes. Miren en la web de DBS el calendario académico, porque eso también les permite calcular un poco lo que es el hospedaje. El año académico es un año académico, vamos a decir, corto, no es un año calendario, ¿no? Y menos. Entonces, analicen la situación, el panorama, tenemos tiempo para decidirnos. Tony nos sugería a los que están en tercero y pensándoselo para el año que viene, hasta mayo, tener asegurado el lugar, tener asegurado también la residencia, hasta mayo. O sea que estamos con bastante tiempo ahora, eso sería, vamos pasito a pasito y los que vienen de años previos, incluso que le queda más, todavía tienen más tiempo de procesar, ¿sí? Así que nada, muchas gracias por estar acá. Vamos respondiendo a cualquier pregunta que surja y nada, ánimo. Me parece una oportunidad increíble y estoy muy orgulloso de lo que hayamos hecho.